And hello all of my fellow nerds out there, this is Oracle Nerd Richie and welcome back once again to Rectifier in Bloom. Last time in part 2 we finished the Greer route and we're going through the Stiles Route now. And this episode we're going to be finishing the Stiles Route. Also, a little bit of news, the Ren route is out, actually just released yesterday, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, there's that. Uh, and I don't know if I want to go through the Ren route yet because I kind of forgot the order of the routes. So, anyways, continuing from where we left off, the second floor common room is filled with the air of agitation, tempered only by the sight of scruffy kids, their feet drowning in oversized shoes. Paticate, paticate, beggar's man, they sing and clap. We'll lay him in the cart, still prepared. Ren will drive it, and the rest of us, including Vivian and me, will stay as close together as possible. The streets might be dangerous too. I suggest we exit through the nearest gate. That would be the quickest route. No, really. The news came no one is allowed. The news came no one is allowed in or out of Melanin. The soldier reports it has to. The soldier reports it has to do something with the red infiltrators skulking around. At least it's not a Nephilim threat this time. But the outcome is the same. If the gates are guarded, we'll need a plan to get through. It could get messy. He points at the kids behind him. My friends over there are eager to help. They say they know of a gap in the fence big enough for Ren to carry Gavin through. If they both fit, we all will. But we'll need to make our way through the masquerade carnival the townsfolk is set up. Can't you just phase all of us through the nearest fence with your techniques? I surely can, but it would take hours for me to recover between leaps. These powers don't grow on trees, you know. Richie, don't listen to them. This is all claptrap. We should go straight through the church of Alir, the late goddess of the Eastern folk. I happen to know of a small dungeon beneath the church that opens into the forest right outside. There's a brief silence before they all turn to you. Richie, the choice is yours. The guarded gate is the shortest way, but we'll have to handle the guards, more so given our cargo. Going through the masquerade carnival will take longer, but no one will attack us in plain view, and then we simply vanish. And the Church of Alar route is as secure as Percy's word for it. Ooh. Okay, so we have a choice here. Alright, I'm saying this at file 3 because I kind of want to go back and go through each of them in my own time. I'd say we go through the Masquerade Carnival. I don't know. Like, no one will attack us in plain view anyways, so... Let's go through the Masquerade Carnival. Carnival has to be the safest option. We don't know what awaits us at the gate, let alone the church of their goddess. All hands on deck, kids. We're setting sail. Yo ho ho! The kids yell. They feel much more comfortable around you all, especially around Greer, that's for certain. Yet some of them occasionally make faces at Ren when he's not looking. Ren, Greer, there's a cart outside we prepared for Gavin. Take him off the bed gently and lay him in there. No shaking or sudden movements. Your search for the right phrase to lighten the mood and get everyone moving. Alright, let's boogie, gentlemen. Everyone gives you a sideways look. No one even smiles. Better luck next time. The city's main street is alive with festivities, a surprising contrast to everything else you've seen in Melanin. Stalls line both sides of the street, displaying rare sights in town, a reluctant abundance of food. It all looks like a feast in time of plague. The smell of raw meat from the counters fills your nostrils, invoking memories that you'd hope to leave behind in the infirmary. Hope Gavin doesn't smell any of that, lying amidst all those cabbages. Ren pushes the cart through the bustling streets carefully, avoiding the thickest parts of the crowd. To your taste, Gavin is perfectly concealed by a piece of dark linen fabric. As you drift down the busy pavements led by a squad of Greer street urchins, you see counters piled high with crispy-looking golden pears. A kid, his enormous boots clomping with each step, casually snatches one of them right in front of you. Greer catches the act too. Hey, rookie. He lowers his voice as the kid comes closer. Not like that. You never let yourself act like that in the open, or the next time. His lecture is suddenly disrupted by a short, portly man bumping into Greer as he passes by. Oh, excuse me, the man says modestly. Hey, will you look where you're going? I'm talking to my little pal here. Once they part ways, Greer snatches out his hand with a heavy purse settled in it. See? That's how you do it. Oh, I kinda like Greer. He's funny. He's like, that's not how you steal. Watch. Yoink. That's how you steal. But don't actually steal from people, okay? It's wrong. Boy's face brightens, his eyes widening with admiration like shining coins. You're ready to pray that even the human goddess that Stiles hasn't noticed this. But as your eyes trace the surroundings filled with all sorts of masked and horned visitors, you see yet another one of Greer's mentees, a ragged little fellow lifting a silver of fried meat up from a merchant's counter. In a span of a breath, a bellowy voice shatters the air. You there! I'll chop your hand right off, you little rat! As the yellow-eyed butcher with a pronounced web of crimson under his cheekbones. Ah, oh, shit. He snapped towards the boy in unison. Ren and the other's tense, fist clenched, ready for a fight. The boy's eyes widen in terror. He struggles to break free, but the butcher's grip is unyielding. Suddenly, a resounding call of trumpet pierces the air, echoing down the street from afar. You see the high-ranking officer, judging by his armor, standing atop a barrel, ready to deliver some speech. His entourage puffs up with pride as he begins, Attention! Attention! We've received some news from our great capital of Tillis. The White Council has spoken. All able-bodied melanin men are to report to the nearest barracks. The crowd falls silent, but for a moment later, a wave of distress rushes through it like lightning. You filthy swine, people growled. Our food and shelter ain't enough for you? You want to swallow our very bones? Then you choke on these bones right this instant, the crowd roars, lunging at the messenger with all their fury. Butcher pauses, his cleaver still raised, but the boy feels the grip on his wrist loosen slightly, and the man's attention is diverted. Greer seizes the opportunity and wedges himself between the butcher and the boy, breaking the grip and urging the kid to flee. He turns to the puzzled butcher with a grin of disdain. Be more generous next time, scumbag. A heavy push from Greer sends the butcher tumbling into a tub of sheep guts. Ew! You weave through the chaos, the air filled with excruciating screams, coming from the heart of the crowd, where the announcer had stood moments ago. The side streets engulf you, cutting off the sights and sounds of the Carnival Avenue. Everybody here? You hear yourself doing a head count, like an attentive hen, all in place. Gavin, are you alright? Thanks for the gentle ride, Ren, he responds. Sorry, Gavin. I'm still holding on, don't worry, Gavin says, his breathing labored. Cabbages are far better as travel companions than dead bodies. Vivian lets out a childish giggle. You find yourself on town's fringes, just near the hold fence the children mentioned. Ren, will that cart get through? No, but I can carry Gavin from here. We'll fit, no worries. We'll go our own ways, one of the kids says. Melanin's nasty, adults are bad. You can't travel alone, especially here in the disputed lands. We won't, he continues. We'll just do a small hike to Jamie's grandma. He he says she's a witch, but we don't believe him. But she is a witch, a little snaggletooth apparently Jamie replies bitterly. She does make a great mushroom soup, though. I'm sorry I haven't had a chance to impart all my wisdom to you fellas, but I'm grateful our paths crossed. May we meet again in the roads of fortune. Stay safe, kids, and please be careful with with the next souvenir that catches your eye. I don't ruin my reputation. The street urchins blow a farewell raspberry at Ren when they leave, chuckling merrily. Raspberry and melanin? Huh, poetic! Did you deserve that? I guess I did. Greer throws a pleased smirk at Ren as he walk farther away from Melanin. Vivian, are we close? Yes, I think we are, he says, glancing at you before turning back to Gavin. Vivian gently lifts his head, guiding a flask of water to his lips. We turn to the right after that crooked tree over there. Water droplets fall from Gavin's mouth, soaking his bloodied bandages. Do, do you think that's true? Gavin suddenly asks you. What is, Gavin? That a real Nephilim visited Maladin? He exclaims, his thoughtful eyes tracing the ground below. You exchange a momentary glance with everyone. Haven't the foggiest. Percy, hold on. Percy, hold on. You never know if someone's Nephilim without knowing them for a long time, right? They can take almost any guise, after all, and they can stay in that guise for years. Curious, Kevin says. I thought the changing shape thing was just part of the bedtime stories my dad told to scare me. How do you know all that? You offer him a warm smile. Let's just say I spent many long years studying them, Gavin. No less than 5 decades poring over books by books. Don't listen to him. Are they around us then? Gavin continues, an elusive spark lighting up his eye. You take a few moments to consider an answer, but that would satisfy his insatiable mind. I guess they're always closer than we think. But that shouldn't scare you. In the West, they worship Nephilim just as you worship the goddess here in the East. Have you? His voice trembles as he looks directly in your eyes. Have you seen them? The air carries a distant, muted bird song, deep in conversation. You almost miss its slight oddity. Oh, I think they're near. Lyra, send the return signal. You try to hide your relief as you glance back at Gavin. Sorry, Gavin. Let's continue when we get there. Lyra lifts his flute to his hips, producing a melody echoing the bird song you just heard. Before long, two fingers emerge from the woods. One of them quickens his pace, leaving his companions trailing behind. As he draws near, the silhouette sharpens, revealing remarkable features. A bushy wolf tail sways behind him, and pointed animal ears twitch atop his head, all attached to what seems to be a perfectly human body. His hands wave in salute, and his shouts grow louder as he swiftly closes the distance. Hello, Richie! Richie! Hello! Hi, Cliff. Hi, Emil. We're back. We got new friends? In a fit of childish or canine immediacy, Cliff rushes to Vivian, who throws his good hand up and backs away, as if warding off the stray dog. You smell friendly. And what about... Cliff's face darkens as he senses Gavin's wound from a distance. His ears droop as he gently places his hand on Gavin's head. Not another word escapes him. You have an Anateran with you? Vivian says, his expression puzzled. We're full of surprises. I guess we don't need to say, don't worry, he's friendly now. No, Gavin says, looks positively bewildered, staring at Glyph with a smile of a child in a menagerie. Not at all. Your twigs snap to your left as the other figure draws closer. Hello, everyone. Looks like Glyph and I missed a lot of hiding in the woods. Woods, Richie? You let out a sharp, relieved exhale. Oh yes, you surely did. You turn to everyone, feeling genuinely cheerful for the first time in a long while. Everybody's finally here. As the trees thin out, you notice a fenced patch of land with solemn rows of excavated ground, peculiar symbols adorn each site. You realize it's the Eastern Cemetery, where humans store the bodies of their departed. A tinge of quiet marvel rushes through your body. Gavin, is this the place? In a way, he begins hesitantly, but my family. A bit further. Further into the cemetery? No, not quite, Gavin says, wavering. Outside, half a mile to the west. Vivian, show them. No one says a word as you continue on your way, but you sense a spark of confusion through the group. Flash through the group. As you begin to move, you think you can hear human voices echoing in the distance, as if the dead could speak. We're here, Vivian says, offering Gavin's cheek a gentle touch to wake him. The tree's still standing. Can you believe it? We've been fighting reds for so long, I thought it had withered already. Gavin opens his weary eyes, flaring up in an instant. Ren, that's it. Put me down by this tree, he says, as Ren gently lowers him, collapsing to the ground in exhaustion with the very next moment. Just leave me here for a couple minutes. Do you guys think this tree is older than Stiles? It's not the best time for your jests, Queer. And why is that? Stiles interrupts you with a nod towards Gavin. The soldier tries to gather his words to say something. Vivian kneels by his side, clasping Gavin's left hand in his. Gavin, do you need a short respite? I can't see the graves. Yes, the graves nearby. Gavin finds himself surrounded by 9 figures. Cliff is the last to arrive, carrying something in his pouch. Ren also rises to his feet to listen. This tree, Gavin begins, mustering off strength, was planted by my great-grandfather a long, long time ago, when my family fled from the west and settled down here, way before the schism even. He pauses to catch his breath, but you sense there's more to his hesitation. And this, he finally yields, is where my granddad rests, along with all who came after him. My parents too. He braces himself against the ground, muscles trembling with an effort. Pain shoots through his body at every movement is a battle. Gavin, Vivian utters, unsure whether to help him up or convince him to stay down. Despite the agony, Gavin forces himself upright with Vivian's help. The scene around you is perfectly silent for a blink of time. You hear the bated breath of every man around you. And I won't be the last of our line to be buried here. Gavin's voice is strong and healthy for a fleeting moment, because my faith and the faith of my forefathers lies in him. Pride shines in his eyes, his chest heaves with each heartbeat. Vivian's soothing hand rests on Gavin's shoulder, as his legs buckle, sending him crumpling back to the ground. You bury your family members here, far from the Eastern customs, to keep your devotion a secret? You astound me more with each step towards you tread, Gavin. Tell me, Gavin continues, and please be honest with me. Are you of Nephilim faith too? Vivian and I heard what the inn scuffle was about. That's why we asked you to help us. I need to know. Deem it my dying wish. Percy is the first to break the silence. He clears his throat. That truly sounded like a cohesive story, yet... A sudden blinding wave of light burst through the air, forcing everyone to shield their eyes. Oh? Wait, what? Okay, I had an idea that was probably an angel, but oh my god, wait, I have 3 eyes? And wings? Where you stood a moment ago now stands a winged being, emanating a serene yet formidable presence. Feathers of your wings glisten in the light, reflecting it onto awestruck faces of humans and non-humans around you. Emil's face betrays friendly envy. You gaze at them with the full set of your 3 eyes. You head towards Gavin slowly, fear and awe before the divine mingling on his face. You sit across from them and cradle your hands in his hands in yours. Your tranquil gaze meets his. You see tears welling up in his eyes, pouring down his cheeks and falling onto your hands. You hug him gently. You both sit like that until his last tear is dried and his last sob is calmed. All eyes are set on you, maintaining respectful silence as long as you need it. Please, Gavin finally whispers, can you bless my soul before I go? No one in my line has ever granted such an honor. I can't believe it's not a dream. You clasp your arms with strength unbelievable for someone on the brink of death, as if dreading the mirage would dispel if you let it go. I will, Gavin. I will. You shall depart with honors of Alarians couldn't have dreamt of. You stand up slowly, letting him release your hand himself. His wide eyes are fixed on yours like magnets. Look here, Gavin. This is a meal. It's a good thing you're sitting, and he happens to be a Nephilim too. Wait, is he? Yep. So the character that kind of looks like my Minecraft skin is a Nephilim. That is too fitting. Hello, Gavin. I'd be glad to show off as pompously as Richie just did, but I've got a slight problem with that right now. Emil stutters, looking for words. Yet I'll be sure to share my pardon of the celestial grace with you too. What's left of it, anyway. You get the impression that Gavin missed everything Emil just said. It also seems he hasn't blinked once since you stood up. And for dessert, you take a firm grip on Percy's shoulders and guide him in front of Gavin, like a pet given for a birthday. This is Percy. You're unlucky enough to know him well already, but he's indeed a real Nephilim priest. It's not a lie or farce. You drill Percy with your gaze, and he will gladly help deliver your final rites. Percy assumes a mocking expression, and he will gladly help deliver your final rites. The resting place revealed itself as more than mere graves. It was a makeshift crypt, brimming with tarnished jewelry, small keepsakes, rosaries, and poignant scent of damp earth. Yet amidst the clutter, Gavin's family had stored items you knew well. Empty incense vials, anointing oils, and worn-out prayer books, understood only by you, Emil, and Percy. Long hidden in the depths, these relics were now brought into the dimming light of day. Emil, look! Is this a knitted doll resembling a cereal, I guess? Let me see. I think it is. I even have a carved figurine similar to this. Have you ever seen a cereal, Richie? No, only statues of him. I was born after the schism, you know. You? Yep, I remember standing 10 wing beats away from him. His spear and armor shone so brightly it blinded me for a moment there. You can feel everyone around you stop chatting before you realize every single pair of eyes is fixed on you and Emil. Excuse me, we got a bit carried away. You glance at Gavin with a question in your look. Gavin, how come you know what our celestial herald looks like? Gavin snickers quietly. Can't say for sure, but I remember we always made a new doll when the old one became ragged. I had no idea what its name was. I just played with it. Do you remember a fireplace incident you told me about? Vivian inquires with a hint of a smile. A very childish expression appears on Gavin's face. Oh yes, I almost burned this doll once. He tries to keep his breath still when talking. Thought I'd get flogged for that, but it mostly kept its looks. We made another. He turns his stare to the weathered knickknacks and religious symbols gathered in a pile. Well, that's all we got. Gavin gives Percy a look of uncertainty. Will this be enough? See, oils, augural word, the augural word, rosaries, Who cares about rosaries? But that won't hurt. Here's his chin wearing a brooding look. No incense. Richie, do you by any chance sport an Empyrean bloom flower in your pockets? You pointedly traced your toga with a hand. Do I look like do I look like having pockets? Right. No worries, the lavender will do. That will do then. Smells just like the Empyrean bloom, or vice versa. Your grandfather knew well where to place the burial ground, Gavin. The lavender field is just over that rise. You shoot still as a playful grin. I volunteer. Care to walk me there? The day grows cooler. As you turn to leave the group, a quiet chuckle drifts from the distance. Glyph sits near Gavin, his pouch brimming with blackberries. He pulls them out, inspecting them closely. Here, this one looks like a teeny tiny tortoise, right? Yum! And it's gone in its mouth. And this one looks like a cloud, looking like a teeny tortoise. The cloud tortoise floats straight into Gavin's mouth. And this? Look at this. What does it look like? You know the answer. Gavin's sleepy eyes try to focus on the berry. This one, a boyish gleam lights up on Gavin's face. This one looks like the black sheep. Vivian's lips, unlike his eyes, smile as he watches the scene. You're right. Or this is a cloud pretending to be a sheep. You're sure Gavin tries to laugh, but his shallow breaths render him mute. I think I need some rest, Glyph, Gavin finally says. Thank you so much. The clink of ampoules and the clank of surgical knives, flame and lancets coming from Stiles' bag gain your notice as he returns the poppy essence back inside. You lay your grievous gaze at him. How much time left? Stiles responds in a hushed tone. 3 hours, perhaps 4. The less he moves, the longer he will endure. It's like an hour to grab the flower and turn back, right? Very much so, yes. He must catch some sleep now. At any rate, the boys will keep him company. Wounds are not the worst to accompany one's passing. Solitude is. He secures the bag and hoists it onto his shoulders, gesturing for you to come along. The distant chatter grows quieter as you leave. The sea of blossoms stretches as far as the eye can reach. You approach Stiles, bent over the red and white rose on the ground. The intoxicating scent carries you back to the very first moments of your life, back under the golden arches of Astra Amia. Still straightens up, twirling an unusually looking flower in his hand and inhaling deeply of its fragrance. Lavandula alba, the early blooming lavender kind named after this land, by white jacquelarians, naturally. The people of Jackler Red know it as Lavandula rubra, which means red lavender. Which color is it really, Richie? How do you think? You struggle a bit. The splashes of red stem from the base of the petals, changing smoothly towards almost pale white at the margins. Red, white. I'd say it's pink. Its overall color is pink. I would have named it Lavandula rosea. This is the most objective way to describe the flower. There we go. A cautious approach, then. There are Nephilim politicians, I wonder. You would certainly fit in. Well, we do have Archons cast, but unlike them, Rectifiers are born, not made. Take it lightly. I wasn't serious. The both of you fall quiet and start picking the flower as if in unspoken agreement. The thick, sticky silence clings to both of you. Or is it only you who feels it? You mad at me because I chose to help Gavin? Your question hangs in the air with a noticeable pause before Stills begins a heavy sigh. Each choice has a consequence. Now, there's no telling what would have happened if we hadn't helped Gavin. but we can't conjecture the outcome of our current choice either. The gears of fate are set in motion, and Stiles, would you stop your magniloquent fucking oration? I, you're dodging the question. He halts for a moment, straightening up to glance into the distance before returning to picking. You're right, Richie. I'm not mad at you, nor am I angered or displeased. On the contrary, I find it very inspiring that a bunch of lavenders lands on Still's face, cutting off his words mid-sentence. You're incorrigible. A quick leap, you tackle him to the ground, and before long, you both caught up in a playful tussle. You're unaware of the wide smile spreading across your face, of your occasional giggles, but you do notice those of Stills. Richie, stop now, you winged rapscallion. What was that about? You roll over onto the grass beside Stills, both of you stretched out on your backs, with your eyes raised towards the sky. I'm so tired, Stills. I'm tired too. You turn your head towards him, but the tall grass obscures your view. Still, you can hear his rapid breathing. I have an idea. Let's leave the guys behind, settle somewhere in Costa, build a small house, and visit Angelfront once a month. Where they treat me like an icon. Put me on some pedestal. You return to gazing at the sky. And you'd be my chaperone. They serve us strawberries and cream, and I'd eat all the strawberries, leaving the cream for you because you don't like strawberries. But I don't like cream. I guess that's why opposites attract. After a brief silence, you catch his muffled remark. You deduce he's looking at the sky just as you do. Like a foot massage. I like foot massage too. Won't you include that in your rogue messiah list for me? As a reward for long service and good conduct. How could I forget? Have you also forgotten about the certain Nephilim who pushed every kind soul in Malanin? I mean, our party to help a dying soldier. I recall that Nephilim being so dedicated, they left me speechless in a certain inn's basement. Well, I guess you're right. Maybe I didn't consider all the implications of my rogue messiah plan. You both burst into the loudest, longest fit of inextinguishable laughter. Neither of you could tell whose laughter is whose. You lie in that like that for several more minutes, gazing at the sky without exchanging a word. One more minute, and all that's left behind is flying grass where you both lay. In the name of Aylar's kids! I'm sorry, what? Why would you say it like that? That's a whole Nephilim den here. Here, boys. The burly man's eyes the crypt entrance, voices of a full 24 crooks armed with torches and pitchforks echo around him. What did I tell ya? He calls out to his thugs, tying 8 broken men to a great tree. One of them wrapped in bloody bandages. He points at Percy. That one was a real preacher after all, and this whole bunch of bloody Nephilim flunkies. The unbidden guests spit into the crypt. One of them grabs Gavin's ragged doll from the Celestial Herald, positions it suggestively between his legs, and mimics a vulgar act. A surge of vile laughter mixed with droplets of saliva fills the air. Look, your fair-haired beauty was quite convincing during our small chat at the tavern. I'll give him that, the man says, pacing to and fro. But did you expect to outfox me, old Samwell of the Blood Devils? I can smell the Nephilim filth from a mile away. He sneers. Now tell me where those 2 runaways are hiding, and quickly. I want the full collection. We'll leave your bodies here as an example for other rats like you. If repugnance emanating from the Tide Man's eyes were tangible, it would have swallowed old Samwell at the very moment. Fine then, he grins, producing a wooden splinter. Josh, would you kindly fetch me your torch? He sets the tip of a splinter on fire and declares leisurely, you have until the splinter burns out to Samwell of the Blood Devils. all the heads pivot towards you in a snap. I am Richie of Astra Amaya, the disciple of Seraphina, the warden of change, and the champion of High Augur Sibylla, head of the... How many titles do I fucking have? Jesus Christ! Head of the Augural Council and holder of the Throne of Aeons. Step back from them, Craven. A wave of agitation takes hold of the crowd. Weapons clatter to the ground as a few crooks flee, while others tighten their grips. That's one hell of a fish we caught, boys, the burly man mutters, his cleaver clenched tightly in both hands. Remember this moment well to pass on to your grandchildren. Boss, that's a damn blasted Nephilim. Keep away from it, someone shouts from among the crowd. We kicked them out once, Samuel straightens his muscles tensing, and we'll kick them out again. He charges at you with like an angry bull, feet pounding the ground and dust swirling around him. His ears splitting battle cry pierces the air. Don't you ever learn from your mistakes? All it takes is a lift of your hand. A violent rush of golden light surges within you and releases a fierce outward sweep as you clench your fist. Body charging at you sways, lingers, and fully stops as an unknown brutal force envelops it. You feel his very essence in the palm of your hand, squirming, writhing, and wiggling. His soul trembles in agony, pale blue light shining through his veins, eyes, and mouth in rhythmic glimmers. The mob stands paralyzed, like lambs to the slaughter, unable to blink or lift a finger. The burly man convulses in misery before your eyes, tears streaming down his cheeks, his voice turning into a barrage of inarticulate guttural squeals. For the mob, nothing exists but this glade and their own fear. For Samuel of the Blood Devils, only one wish exists. Make it stop! All eyes are on you. Kill him, maim his soul, let him go. I'm sorry, what? I can kill and maim him? Jesus Christ, dude. I'm gonna kill him. I hope this serves as a warning to them. I don't know how much this will change my thing, but let him go. You look at the hulking menace of a man, now quivering in your hole like a leaf in the wind. The image of bloodless bodies from the inn float in your mind again. Am I the one who takes lives, or the one who saves them? As your grip loosens, the man clasps him to the ground, gasping for air in sheer relief. You cast your gaze at the crowd behind him, their eyes devastated by the sight. You feel no dread or grief, only anger flowing through your veins. Why? Why do you humans so rarely give me a reason to doubt my mentors? You hate Nephilim? Perhaps you're right. Maybe we wronged you mightily back at that time. But do you even remember when that was? Even your grandfathers hadn't been born then. But the most sickening thing is not that you hate us. It's that you hate your own. You were about to kill a dying man whose last wish was to pass on peacefully. You're atrocious. I'm disgusted by you. Or the pale face on the burly man shows signs of life. Forgive us. You will never be forgiven for that. You clench your fist so tightly that your nails almost pierce your skin. Leave. All of you, get out of my sight. I don't want to see any of you ever again. The mob members flee in disarray, stumbling and falling as if every second of delay could cost them lives. But the burly man remains in place, paralyzed, his pale face bathed in sweat. You approach him, standing over his supine body. Slowly, you lift your hand, illuminating with a golden radiance. The gesture jolts the man to life as if he was struck by lightning. His face regains its color, and he scrambles away from you as fast as he can. As the sound of the footsteps cease, your vision blurs, and your legs give way. Your powers like yours come at a cost. You find yourself kneeling, trying to recover your breath as you hear someone sprinting towards you from behind. A young man rushes to you, an axe raised high, ready to swing and chop your head off. But he makes no further step once he's within arm's length, staggering by something you didn't notice at first. A surgical knife hovers in front of his throat, its wielder emerging from the shadow of trees. Step back, kid. You heard the Nephilim. Still stares pierces through the man's eyes, his voice leaving a trail of silence behind. The fellow's axe falls to the ground with a clank, and the next moment he's gone. Stills looks around with attentive eyes. No one else to play the hero, I guess. Come on, Richie. It's all over now. He helps you up with a gentle hug, guiding you towards a tree, with exactly eight speechless men tied to it. The rest of the night was quiet. Gavin endured until the break of dawn, but until you built a fire a few feet away from the tree you sit by. No words of war, wounds, or death were spoken that night. It was filled with the laughter and stories from all across Fae. Tales of the Boreal King reigning over the frozen wastes of Jaguar Light, the Solarian legend of the two moons, the Elira and Ilana, and even the story about the sentient Sparian cheese that turned green with envy. The last one was Emil's. And of course, you told Gavin almost everything you knew about your people and their history. Emil would step in now and then, weaving in the older events he saw firsthand. For a transient moment, it felt as if everything that had happened before was just a bad dream. Gavin chuckled and laughed with Vivian. When the time came, Percy and Emil were not the only ones to help with final rites. Everyone contributed to bid the soldier farewell. After Gavin was interred, you hid the crypt entrance so that no eyes could see it, whether they were human, Anateran, or Nephilim. You woke up before anyone else. Truthfully, you never fell asleep. The kindling horizon beckoned you. You look into the distant expanse of the human world, its gentle breeze caressing your cheeks under the growing light of day. Your mind drifts, thoughts fitting and never settling. A rustle of footsteps on the grass behind you reaches your ears, but you remain still waiting. The steps halt 5 paces away. Got room in your thoughts for me? You did not expect it to be anyone but him. This would be a long talk, and not very pleasant. Yes, Stills. How's Vivian? Was asleep when I left. We'll get a horse and provisions from the nearest town and send him to Solaris. He can't stay in either of the jacklers anymore. You listen to the sound of Stills pacing leisurely behind you. How are you? Been better, been worse. Maybe? Because of Gavin? Yes. No. I don't know. You lift your hands, palms up, and turn your gaze to them away from the sunrise. Unwanted memories flare up inside your head. I can still hear that scream. Sound in your mind is followed by a vivid image of a body made translucent by pale blue light. It was the first time when I used it. What a fool I was dreaming of that moment to happen sooner. You almost hear Still's thoughts assemble into a pearl of worldly wisdom, just as always. We doctors sometimes do evil that good may come. Amputations, cauterization. You use your power for the purest and noblest cause, protecting the ones you treasure. Raise? And not a word about rash decisions and dire consequences? His voice sounds nearer. He takes a few more paces towards you and holds again. Close your eyes. all 3. No cheating. Okay. Is this my birthday or something? He chuckles. No, I guess not. Is it? He would have known. His steps circle around you to your left. What kind of game is that? Still, this is a day to be remembered. Yep, here we go. Sometimes decisions you make shake your very foundations. Yesterday was such a day for you. Still, spill it out already. You can open your eyes now. For a moment, you find yourself unable to utter even a single word. It is still standing in front of you, but the usual gravity is absent from his face. 3 purple-white flowers are clutched in his hand. He takes a step closer and looks you in the eye. I'm proud of you. Proud of your decisions. Proud of you. I am proud I know you. Oh, okay, I read that wrong. I'm proud I know you. Proud of your decisions. Proud of you. I never imagined a Nephilim would be the most human of all of us. This is for you. He opens his hand and the flowers lift and float towards you. If by miracle, it still amazes you when he does that. They tuck themselves directly behind your right ear. I'm glad I was born at the right time and place to meet you, Richie. You feel the warmth starting in your belly. Jesus. Words, Richie, words. Read. It rises into your face and paint your cheeks red. Stills, you pull one of the flowers from behind your ear, close to your eye. Close your eyes and inhale its aroma. It's beautiful. One of my favorites. Now it's one of mine too. You know it's too much. This is too much, right? But it's such a good way. I'm not sure words will be enough here. Besides, you scared the living daylights out of me. Now I'll have to return the favor someday. Oh, you don't have to. You already did. You two share a soft giggle. He averts his eyes from you and looks over your shoulder. You know what? Perhaps your rogue messiah plan is not entirely unreasonable. But we have to make some changes to it. What about the cold, snowy peaks of Jackler Way instead of bright, warm shores of Costa? As he says that, the forest behind you parts, revealing silhouettes so near and dear to your heart. And a full batch of compeers for every taste instead of just you and me. At least for a time. What do you think? You inhale deeply. The cool air of waking day gets your blood pumping. Your mind finally settles in one singular thought. Is this what humans call a family? I guess it is. You flash a radiant smile. Count me in. Aw, that's it. Oh, that's nice. That was a really nice way to end that route. Okay, so we got Greer, we got Stills. Whew. Alright, so, anyways, next time I kind of want to do, we did Stills, we did Greer. I kind of want to do Layers route next time. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do.